Baseball has rules, some written, some unwritten, some so ingrained that fans treat them like commandments. Pitchers don't hit, hitters don't pitch, power hitters don't steal bases, and no player can dominate the mound and the batter's box at the same time. But then came Shohei Ohtani. On September 16, 2025, he threw 5 no-hit innings against the Phillies, logging his 50th strikeout of the season as a pitcher. Later that night, he crushed his 50th home run of the season. 1 game, 2 feats, 1 player rewriting the rulebook. Ohtani didn't just join a new club, he created one. The first in history to pair 50 home runs with 50 strikeouts on the mound in the same season. And that was just the latest in a career built on breaking barriers. From forcing MLB to invent new rules, to globalizing opening day, to redefining what value even means, Ohtani has shattered the boundaries that baseball has lived by for over a century. So tonight, we're counting down 20 times Shohei Ohtani broke baseball's rules. April 20th, 2022. The Angels face the Astros at Minute Maid Park. The top of the first inning explodes. Los Angeles piles on 6 runs before Houston can breathe. And Shohei Ohtani, he comes up to bat twice before he's thrown a single pitch.
Shohei Ohtani and the Angels put on a tremendous performance.
Think about that. Starting pitchers in the American League weren't even supposed to hit anymore. The DH was universal, but Ohtani was both the pitcher and the designated hitter. So when the Angels' offense rolled, Ohtani rolled with it. 2 at-bats before his first pitch. A statistical impossibility, until it wasn't. Then he took the mound and was unhittable. 6 scoreless innings. Sometimes you force the league to change them. In 2022, MLB rewrote its official regulations because of Ohtani. Under the new collective bargaining agreement, if your starting pitcher is also the designated hitter, he can stay in the game as DH even after leaving the mound. It was instantly dubbed the Ohtani Rule. Before him, it wasn't even considered. Nobody imagined needing a rule for a player who could dominate both ways. But Ohtani's impact demanded it. The precedent was massive. A player so unique, the rulebook bent to his existence. July 2021. The All-Star rosters are announced, and for the first time ever, one name appears in 2 different roles. Shohei Ohtani is voted the starting designated hitter by fans. At the same time, the players vote him in as a pitcher. No one had ever been selected to an All-Star team as both. Not Babe Ruth, not anyone. Baseball's Midsummer Showcase had never seen a 2-way superstar, but Ohtani forced it. He wasn't just a novelty pick either. He was among the league leaders in home runs and strikeouts as a pitcher. That July, MLB's brightest spotlight couldn't contain him. He was too big for one position, too valuable for one category. The All-Star game wasn't ready, so it had to make room. July 13, 2021, Coors Field. Baseball fans watch history unfold. Ohtani isn't just the first player ever selected as both pitcher and hitter for an All-Star game. He's the starting pitcher, and he's batting leadoff. In the very first inning, he pumps 100 miles per hour fastballs to retire the side. Minutes later, he's back at the plate. The All-Star game is supposed to showcase stars within their lanes, the best pitchers, the best hitters. But Ohtani was both. MLB bent its own All-Star game rules to let him stay in the lineup after leaving the mound. It wasn't just an exhibition, it was a glimpse of the future. September 16, 2025, Dodgers vs. Phillies. Shohei Ohtani pitches 5 no-hit innings, logging his 50th strikeout of the year on the mound. Later that night, he launches his 50th home run. No one in MLB history had ever reached 50 in both categories in the same season. Not Babe Ruth, not even the sluggers of the steroid era, not the hardest throwers of the modern game. Only Ohtani. In one night, he stamped his season as something entirely new. Not just a statistical quirk, but a living contradiction. An ace and a slugger rolled into one body. That's not just breaking a rule, that's breaking the sport's imagination. Hitting 50 home runs in a season is rare. Doing it in consecutive seasons? That's reserved for legends. In 2024, Ohtani blasted 54 homers. In 2025, he followed with his 50th on September 16th. Only a handful of players in history, names like Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Alex Rodriguez, have ever gone back-to-back with 50 bombs. Ohtani joined that group while also being a 2-way threat. The unwritten rule says power fades, opponents adjust. You don't repeat dominance at that level. But Shohei Ohtani ignored it.
Ohtani sends another one out to right field. That one doesn't stand a chance to stick around. 2-run shot.
Consistency is supposed to be boring. Ohtani made it spectacular. April 21, 2024, Dodger Stadium. Shohei Ohtani steps up and blasts his 176th career home run. That swing passes Hideki Matsui for the most homers ever by a Japanese-born player in Major League history. Matsui was beloved, a World Series most valuable player with the Yankees. For years, he symbolized Japanese power hitting in America. But Ohtani eclipsed him in just 7 seasons. For Japanese fans, it wasn't just a number. It was proof that their new hero wasn't just following the path Matsui blazed, he was paving an even bigger one. The rule that Japanese hitters could never dominate American power records? Broken. In 2023, Ohtani hit 44 home runs to lead the American League.
There's a rocket. Right field, way back, long gone, number 44. Shohei Ohtani, spectacular.
It was the first time a Japanese-born player had ever led either major league in home runs. It symbolized more than individual dominance. It was a cultural shift. For decades, Japanese imports were seen as specialists, slap hitters, contact bats, or finesse pitchers. Ohtani obliterated that stereotype. By leading MLB's most glamorous stat category, he didn't just break a rule, he broke a barrier. Baseball has thresholds. To qualify for batting titles, you need 3.1 plate appearances per team game. To qualify for pitching leaderboards, you need 1 inning pitched per team game. No one had ever qualified for both in the same year, until 2022. Shohei Ohtani played enough to appear on both sets of leaderboards, a full-time hitter and a full-time pitcher in one season. The workload was absurd. The recovery required was unimaginable, but the rulebook didn't have a line for two-way players. Ohtani created it.
Shohei Ohtani, the legendary Angel who had one of the great seasons in the history of baseball, was just named the MVP of the American League.
In 2021, Shohei Ohtani was the unanimous AL MVP. Every single voter picked him first. In 2023, he did it again. Then, in 2024, after signing with the Dodgers, he became the first player in history to win a unanimous MVP in both leagues. 3 unanimous most valuable players, more than any player in baseball history, more than any athlete in the other major sports. The rule says MVP races are debates, close calls, arguments over value. But with Ohtani, there was no debate, no hesitation, just domination. In 2019, MLB capped the number of pitchers on an active roster at 13. But there was a new wrinkle, the two-way player designation. Meet certain thresholds in innings pitched and plate appearances, and you don't count against the cap. Only one player truly qualified, Shohei Ohtani. That meant his team could carry him as both a hitter and pitcher without losing roster flexibility. One man gave the roster the value of 14 players. The system wasn't designed for him, but he fit it perfectly. Another rule bent, another loophole exposed. March 18, 2025, Tokyo Dome. The Dodgers and Cubs open the MLB season in Japan. Ohtani homers in front of his home country.
Ohtani, right field. Ohtani with a titanic swing in Tokyo.
Over 25 million people tune in across Japan, the largest MLB audience in the nation's history. It wasn't just a game, it was an event, a moment that turned opening day into an international spectacle. Baseball's rule has always been that opening day belongs to America. Ohtani made it belong to the world. Since 2023, Shohei Ohtani's jersey has been the top selling in baseball. When he joined the Dodgers, demand skyrocketed. Fanatics reported record-breaking sales worldwide. In 2025, even with 6 Dodgers in the top 20, Ohtani remained number 1. It's not just merchandise, it's economy. A rule of business says teams sell jerseys, but with Ohtani, one player sells the league. The 2021 All-Star Game bent the rules for Ohtani. Normally, when a pitcher leaves the mound, he's out of the lineup. But MLB made an exception so Ohtani could continue as DH after pitching. The change was temporary, 1 game, 1 player, but it showed just how far the league was willing to stretch its own rules for a once-in-a-century talent. March 19, 2025, Tokyo Dome again. Ohtani rips a ball to deep right. Fans lean over, make contact, and the ball barely clears the wall. After review, the umpires rule it a home run.
There's an absolute take! Right center field! It is off the wall!
It was Ohtani's first homer of the 2025 season, in front of his home country. A 10-year-old fan walked away with the ball. The rule is clear. Fan interference usually means an out, but not this time. Not for Ohtani. April 3, 2025. Braves versus Dodgers. Atlanta leads 5-0. The Dodgers claw back. 9th inning, 2 outs. Shohei Ohtani steps in. Crack.
High fly ball to center field. Harris is back. Ohtani
A walk-off homer to center. Los Angeles stays undefeated. The rule says early season games don't matter. But when Ohtani swings, every game feels like October. He didn't just make all-star teams in both leagues. He started them. Ohtani was the American League's leadoff hitter and starting pitcher in 2021. Then, after joining the Dodgers, he became a National League starter. The All-Star game is about stars. Ohtani is about breaking categories. He couldn't pitch in 2024. So, what did he do? He stole bases. Lots of them. Ohtani hit 54 homers and swiped 59 bags. The first 50-50 season in MLB history.
1-2. Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way. Back it goes. Gone!
Most players can't imagine 30-30. Ohtani doubled it. He turned absence on the mound into dominance on the bases. Another impossible line crossed. The Dodgers are one of baseball's crown jewels. Legends like Duke Snider, Gil Hodges, and Shawn Green define their home run history. In his first season in Los Angeles, Ohtani broke their single-season record with 54 homers. Think about it. A franchise with more than a century of history. A superstar in his first season erases the record books. That's not supposed to happen. But Ohtani isn't supposed to exist. September 16, 2025, 5 no-hit innings, his 50th strikeout of the season. Later that night, his 50th home run. No one else in history had ever paired those two feats in a single year. It's not just a stat. It's not just a milestone. It's the ultimate contradiction made real. The ace pitcher and the slugger rolled into one. Shohei Ohtani didn't just break baseball's rules. He redefined them. Shohei Ohtani has spent his career breaking rules. The written ones, the unwritten ones, the ones we thought existed inside the human body. From forcing MLB to invent the Ohtani Rule, to leading both leaderboards, to hitting 50 home runs and throwing 50 strikeouts in the same season. He's not just rewriting history, he's redrawing the boundaries of the game. And the scariest part? He's not done yet. This is FoulBall. Subscribe if you love baseball legends, stories, and the impossible made real. Because if Shohei Ohtani has taught us anything, it's that in baseball, the only rule is there are no rules.